The galaxy had long feared the hydro weapons. Forged by the Sci-Fi Dominion, these liquid-based bioweapons weren't fired from cannons or dropped from ships. They were released. One drop could kill an adult Dragon in seconds, melt through Xylar chitin in minutes, or cause entire cities to fall silent overnight. The weapon came in shimmering vials, the fluid shifting colors like trapped lightning. It was said to be a concentrated brew of alien neurotoxins, corrosive acids, and adaptive microbes that rewrote the biology of its victim mid-death. The Galactic Council had banned it for centuries. The Sci-Fi ignored them, and every species knew, if the hydro weapons were deployed, you surrendered. Until the siege of Vargon 9. The Sci-Fi had blockaded the human colony for weeks. Most species would have broken by then. But the humans didn't surrender, they fought back, forcing the Sci-Fi to escalate. The order came down from the Sci-Fi warlord himself. Release the hydro. Dropships screamed through the clouds, spraying shimmering mist over the human defenses. Alien commanders leaned forward in their war rooms, eager to hear the screams, the chaos. Instead, they heard laughter. On the battlements, human soldiers stood drenched in the lethal fluid, drinking it. Private Elena Cruz tipped her canteen, catching the liquid as it pooled along the sandbags, and gulped it down like spring water. Sergeant Malik Khan filled an empty ammo case with the shimmering toxin and passed it to his squad. Bit tangy, he said, smacking his lips. Could use sugar. The Sci-Fi commanders thought it was a trick. The hydro's effects were universal, nothing survived it. But the humans weren't just surviving, they were enjoying it. By the time the Sci-Fi realized what was happening, the humans had turned the hydro weapons into a morale booster. Soldiers rubbed it into their skin like sunscreen. Medics used it to clean wounds. One squad even heated it over a campfire, calling it hydro tea. Within hours, human counterattacks smashed through Sci-Fi lines. Shock troops fled, throwing down weapons rather than face opponents who could drink their deadliest creation. The truth came out days later. Hydro weapons were engineered to attack the nervous and cellular systems of most carbon-based species by destabilizing neural ion channels and rewriting mitochondrial DNA. But humans? Humans had something no other known species possessed: an absurdly overbuilt liver and kidneys, plus a hyperactive immune system evolved on what xenobiologists called a Class 5 death world. Earth's biosphere was so hostile that humans carried layers of chemical defenses that could neutralize toxins lethal to nearly anything else. The hydro weapon, when metabolized by human enzymes, simply broke down into electrolytes, trace minerals, and harmless organic acids. To them, it was sports drink. Admiral Grace O'Donnell addressed the Galactic Council after the battle. She didn't stand behind the podium. They had placed a clear glass of hydro weapon there, and she took a slow sip before speaking. "You call this a weapon," she said, swirling the shimmering liquid in her cup. "We call it hydration." Laughter rippled through the human delegation. No one else in the chamber smiled. The Sci-Fi Dominion withdrew from Vargon 9 immediately. Their once feared hydro stockpiles were now useless, not just militarily, but as a threat. And worse, every other species now knew the truth. Weapons designed for them wouldn't necessarily work on humans. For the next decade, drinking the hydro became human slang for making a mockery of a threat. Soldiers wore patches showing a water bottle with lightning inside. Bars on frontier worlds served glowing cocktails named Hydro Sunrise. The galaxy had to adapt. Because humans adapted faster. Historians would later mark the siege of Vargon 9 as the day the myth of human fragility died. Before, they were considered reckless, stubborn, and resourceful. After, they were something far more dangerous, unpredictable. And every Sci-Fi child grew up hearing the same warning: never bring hydro to a human fight.